Last week hasn't been that great for the altcoins. Pretty much everything went down except one token. The FAI token went up. What's going on with Freysa AI? The best performing category within crypto in the last 24 hours was artificial intelligence frameworks. And within that category, Freysa AI is at number 2. There's only AI 16Z that's roughly 3 times larger. Now, the big question is always, what is driving a rally? How sustainable is a rally? Is this a pump and dump orchestrated by the whales and by the market makers? Or is this actually organic adoption by a lot of small retail investors that are buying specifically the FAI token? Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics most people are not considering. But first, let me share something. This is not the first video on Freysa AI on this channel. I published one 2 weeks ago, and that video actually underperformed the average video. So the average video is in gray and the Freysa AI video is here, this blue line. At the time, so 2 weeks ago, the price was still at 2 cents. And here we are now at 7 cents. So a 3.5x within 2 weeks. I try to discuss tokens that have positive momentum, but still enough potential upside. So if you don't want to miss the next video, then feel free to subscribe over here. Now Freysa AI, or the FAI token, is now the 8th largest token in terms of liquidity on the base chain, at least among the trending tokens. It has now got a liquidity of 8 million, and it's only beaten by Virtuous protocol related tokens or by wrapped Bitcoin. In the last 24 hours, we have seen 500 buyers and only 200 sellers. That's 71% versus 29%, and that in the end, of course, helped the price appreciate. We are up 15% in the last 24 hours. Now let's dive deeper into the holder dynamics. We've got roughly 75,000 holders on chain, but not all of those holders are created equal, right? Some of them have just a few cents of the token, others have hundreds of thousands of dollars of the token. So just the pure holder number doesn't help us that much. What's more useful is to look at minimum holding thresholds. So how many wallets do we have that have roughly $1,000 worth of the token, or $10,000 worth of the token, or $100,000 worth of the token? This is what we see on the charts behind me. So we're not looking at minimum dollar thresholds, we're looking at minimum number of token thresholds. So it's 50,000 tokens on the left, 150,000 tokens in the middle, and 1.5 million on the right. We can clearly see how the number of whale wallets is not going down. This is good. So the whales in aggregate are not dumping on retail. But we can also see how retail over time tends to accumulate more and more. So there are more and more retail investors that buy Freysa AI. Let's zoom a little bit in. Let's have a look at what happened in the last month, where the price went up by 1,400% almost. Here are the same kind of charts, but only for the last 30 days. The number of retail investors almost doubled in the last month. The number of medium-sized investors, so wallets that have at least $10,000 worth at current prices, went up by roughly 30 to 40%. The number of whales also went up slightly. So it's a retail-driven rally that also gets supported by the whales. Once retail stops buying, then of course the whales will dump as well, and that will have a stronger price impact actually. Because again, the whales on the right are 100 times more important than the whales on the left. When this is going up by 1,000 wallets, that's equal to this going up by 10 wallets. Now, crypto as a whole is clearly expanding right now. The stablecoin market cap is going up. That means that people are sending their fiat currency indirectly, for example, through centralized exchanges, to the stablecoin issuers. So whenever money is flowing into crypto, we see the stablecoin market cap going up. Whenever money is flowing out of crypto, we tend to see the stablecoin market caps going down. Over here is the Terra Luna collapse. So this is when UST went bust. Afterwards, we had the FTX collapse. And then since October of 2023, we are expanding again. So money is flowing into crypto. People are sending their fiat to the issuers. And then we can see that issuance here on chain. Now, had you bought Bitcoin in October of 2023, the gains would have been nice. So that's an appreciation of 281% in the span of a bit over a year. But then there's of course inherent leverage in smaller tokens, right? It takes a lot of money to move Bitcoin. It doesn't take that much money to move something like Fartcoin, for example. Fartcoin, since listing on CoinMarketCap, went up by 18,000%. Isn't that better than just holding Bitcoin? The art is, of course, to find something like Fartcoin early, right? To be among the insiders, to be among the people that tend to make the right trades. And here is how I personally find those tokens early. I made a video on Fartcoin very early on this channel, and the way I did this is I got an alert that Kyle Chessy bought the token at 5 cents. That was on October 23rd, and I got that alert via on-chain analysis. So through various techniques we can find what influencer owns what kind of wallet, and then we can get those wallets and get alerts whenever those wallets transact. And so for Kyle Chessy, for example, we've got 12 wallets that we are following. Here is his YouTube channel. He's got 141,000 subscribers. And this is how the price developed since that alert, right? A very nice gain, much better than just buying and holding Bitcoin. And also over a shorter time period, right? This is October of 2024, and the crypto expansion started in October of 2023. So 1 year since that alert. And so really, this is, I believe, how to make money. It's very important to have an edge in the market, to know more than the rest. It's not enough to just buy the largest of the tokens, because again, it's all about the upside. Have a look at the top performing meme tokens in the last 7 days. It's all relatively small market caps. It's in the tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. Each and every single token made at least 100% in the last week. This is very different to the largest meme coins, right? Not a single one of those tokens made 100% in the last week. It's really about buying those small tokens and buying them early, knowing those tokens before others do, knowing those tokens when the smart money is buying in as well. And so I just bought another token today. This time crypto god John bought the token for $50,000. And we don't necessarily need to get the best traders always, right? It's just enough to follow traders that have a lot of followers, right? Crypto god John has 775,000 followers. When he talks about a token, of course this generates attention, and attention leads to purchases, and purchases lead to rising prices. It's not even necessarily about following the smartest people. It's just about following the people that have other people that follow them, so that we simply have purchases after our purchase. Since that alert, the price of that token more than doubled already. And so we're not just following Kyle Chessy and crypto god John. Another influencer that has very high risk plays is Crypto Gains. He's got 144,000 subscribers. He buys into very small tokens as well, and he's got a very loyal following. And we've got 55 of his wallets. He's changing wallets more often than other people change their underwear, so this is why the number is so inflated. But we've also got wallets by the really big guys, the people that might not buy the super micro caps, but that have a lot of following to still move even bigger tokens. For example, Crypto Banter, 1.4 million subscribers, and 33 wallets of them are tracked by us. I really like this strategy. That's why I made a dedicated tutorial course just on that topic. How can we find influencer wallets? So there are several approaches. How can we then also track those wallets, and how can we finally interpret the signals that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. Premium is not just about wallet tracking, it's also about risk mitigation. It's also about on-chain analytics, right? The charts that we have seen in this video. There are more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first 7 days and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. Now, does it still make sense to buy the FAI token? Is there still enough upside potential for Freysa AI? Let's have a look at relative market caps. This is again the overview of AI frameworks. And there is AI16Z. We already talked about the potential 3x. So that would put the price at roughly 20 cents, maybe a bit more than that. But then there's also Virtual Protocol, and that's got a market cap of 3 billion. So that would give Freysa AI a roughly 5 to 6x from here. So maybe the upper ceiling is around 40 cents. There are always different drivers for a rally. And technical development and marketing is of course one of those drivers. The recent development is the launch of an NFT collection, but I'm not sure how much more excitement there still is for NFTs. Too many people got burned with NFTs, unfortunately. I think the most important thing that has to happen is more adoption by the centralized exchanges. Because still most trading volume happens on Uniswap and on Aerodrome. So it's almost 70% of trading volume that happens on those two decentralized exchanges. I do think the likelihood is high that XT.com and Binance will take over more of the supply over time. We can already see how MEXC is offering perpetual futures on the price. And it's probably that accumulation by the centralized exchanges that's the reason why the whales aren't selling. They're waiting for the market makers to join And once the market makers own a lot, then they offload. And so I think there's a good reason for the FAI token to be up and to be outperforming everything else. The market cap is relatively large, and it seems like the centralized exchanges more or less get forced into accumulating for market making. A 20 or 50 or 100x from here is probably not going to happen, but are we going to see some outperformance in the next few weeks? Probably yes. I do not have a crystal ball either, but the fact that we already have some activity on XT makes me believe that very soon we're going to see a listing on Binance as well. And that will, of course, that kind of announcement will, of course, push up the price. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.